Hey there, y'all. Disney D Prince here again today. I am going to unbox a couple of my older dolls. Now, as you can see from the packaging, these are the dolls from Quest for Camelot, which was one of my favorite non-Disney movies of the 90s. This was actually put out by WB, Warner Brothers. And this movie was awesome because it was not just a girl power movie, but it was disability centric, really, because your male lead was blind, and so much of his character was dealing with his disability, which I always thought was really great growing up with a disabled sister. And this was a great movie to watch just because it had kind of everything that Disney had, but it also brought in more of the Arthurian legend, which I love Sword in the Stone, but it kind of missed the mark a little bit as far as King Arthur goes, and it's a little bit of a shame that that's the only Disney movie we've gotten based on King Arthur. But so as you can see, the box for Garrett, which is Brave Knight Garrett, which is the outfit that he's wearing at the very end of the movie. But his costume is okay. His pants are just they're molded, but they're not really molded. They're just colored legs. And he's got cloth boots under there, but you can't really see those right now. And you got the falcon, who's actually Merlin's falcon, Aiden, the silver-winged falcon, and you've got his staff in there. And dressed in the royal tunic of the Knights of the Round Table. So, cool, but I'm a little iffy on character accuracy. And now we have the back of the box, which shows him, which honestly his artwork leaves a little to be desired, and I cannot seem to get it focused with my ring light right now, because this box is really reflective. But I mean, he looks okay, and there's down at the bottom is the other toys that they had. But you know, you've got Kaylee, which we have over here, and Blade Bleak, Devon and Cornwall, and then the Griffin were plushes, and then there was a talking Devon and Cornwall plush, which is kind of cool, and I might get eventually. But we've got on the back of the box, it says, after losing his eyesight in a tragic accident, Garrett went to live as a hermit in the Forbidden Forest. His constant companion is Aiden the Silver-Winged Falcon. Garrett rescues Kaylee from evil Rupert's henchmen, then joins her on her quest to save Camelot. So, he looks pretty good, but honestly, this is one of the few times from 90s dolls that I've seen that the boy doll does not look better as far as character accuracy than the female doll. So let's go ahead and open him up. He's only got a few things in here, but again, we're just gonna hit these with my box opener because hopefully this is a little bit easier to open. It's not going to be super easy to open because, you know, it's a little bit older, but I'm hoping that the connections that are in here are just a little bit easier than this one. Okay, so we're going to take that off there. So, we do have kind of really fun looking box art, which I appreciate. But yeah, you can see his molded legs and his fabric boots. And he is honestly a little sticky from being in the box so long, I feel like. Because I feel like his legs are rubber, not really like the vinyl plastic that we're used to with dolls. But let's go ahead and just take off some of these attachments, just because I want to get them out as quickly as possible. But now I love these vintage 90 dolls. most of the time. But, I mean, they did really lack articulation in probably about 90% of the dolls. But here's Aiden, the silver-winged falcon. As you can tell, his wings are actually a metallic silver paint, which I kind of appreciate. I'm going to set him aside for a second, though. I'm going to take the staff out. So we've got his staff, which is also his weapon, and the falcon supposedly sits on the top of that. I'm not holding my breath for the ability to stay there without any help. And when I display them, I probably will get my little hair rubber bands and stick them on like that. But let's see. Okay. All right. And then we've got him like that, and he just comes out like that. And I'm going to set this aside for now. See, his knees actually do have the click articulation, but his arms just go, oh, they actually go up and down. That's more articulation than I was expecting. But it's just, so two-way articulation is not bad, actually, for this Ken doll. Or he's not a Ken doll. So there is a little bit of glue in his hair. And that's kind of the thing I don't like about this doll, because his hair was really in his face about 90% of the movie, and I cannot for the life of me remember if his hair was pushed back like this during the final scene, but he looks pretty good. The boots are just like your standard like velvet-ish boots with a little satin trim. His belt is attached to his tunic right there, so it's not a separate piece, which is kind of nice because things like that get lost really easy. But he's okay. He's just got the side-to-side articulation for his hair. His face sculpt, honestly, looking at him, I don't see the character, but it was an odd art style that they chose to draw him in. I love the art style, but it's hard to translate over to a doll, I feel like. But he looks good for what he is, from probably, let's see, what's the year on this box that they copyrighted this? This is 1997. So, I mean, it's not a bad doll. And his legs actually go out, which is a lot more surprising. I didn't think he had that kind of articulation. So, you know, he's actually not badly articulated for what we got at the time. The only thing I'm a little depressed about is the fact that he doesn't have elbow articulation. If he had elbow articulation, I wouldn't even consider rebodying him. But he is going to get rebodied at some point when I've got enough, when I have enough time. But for now, he's just going to stay in his spot. And let's see how the silver wing clips in. Or doesn't. Let's see. So it looks like silver wing has little notches that it fits into, like that. So, I mean, he does stay on there pretty well, surprisingly. And if you go like that, he kind of stays in there. You got to get the hand to pick him up like that, but no, we're not gonna worry about that for right now. I'm gonna put him back there, and we're gonna look at Kaylee for a second, and you're just gonna stay like that. So here we have Dream Seeker Kaylee with riding cape and beautiful Camelot shield necklace. The thing that bothers me about this is that they did Garrett in his last scene outfit, but then didn't give us Kaylee in her last scene outfit, which was this beautiful white dress, and her hair is down, and she's got flowers in her hair, and she's carrying the shield, which I always thought was a great look for her. This is the outfit that she's in 95% of the movie, which is great. So I'm glad that it's like that. Do I kind of want to get another one of her and have that final outfit made? Yeah, but we'll see. She might actually be able to pull off one of the Galadriel Barbie outfits from Lord of the Rings, but let's see. So let's look back at her box. So she does have the picture of her with the hood and holding the shield. And we have Dream Seeker Kaylee. Kaylee has always dreamed of taking her father's place as a royal knight of the Round Table. She dresses for adventure in her tunic and riding cape, carries her father's shield, and sets out to find Excalibur. On her fateful quest, she proves herself worthy of becoming a knight. And then we see there's a little girl wearing the necklace, and it says, "Wear the Camelot shield as a beautiful necklace. Pull off the back of the shield pendant to find a pretty jewel surprised inside." And then we have the same other Quest for Camelot toys that are listed on there. And she does come with a little brush, because what is a fashion doll without a brush? So now we're just gonna pop this tape and hope that she comes out as easy as Garrett did. Okay. And again, I got these in aftermarket. I got a good deal on them because their boxes were not in pristine condition, because that's what I look for mainly, because I'm not usually an in-the-box collector. So now we have her out of the box. So you can see that shield is really pretty. Does have a lot of good shine to it. You've got her cape, her riding cape down here, which you see a little bit better. It's just like a basic thin material. It's not I don't think I would display her with this cape. And you do have the Excalibur kind of symbol on the back of this brush, which I'll look at a little bit later. But she's got a pretty box. It's not too detailed. There's a little jewelry thing down there. I think it's the jewelry that's supposed to go in her when you dress her up, in her ears and things like that. We'll have to take a second look at her. Okay, so we're gonna take off some of these and try to get them going the right way. Now she does have a lot more of a complicated back than Garrett did, which is a little bit unfortunate. I was hoping for the same easy open, but there's a lot of tape back here, and there's a lot of fastenings. So we do have this one right here, so that's come off a little bit. Okay, for some reason she is attached. The shield is attached to that thing right there. Let's see if that cuts those. I can't tell under the cape. Yeah, it looks like it did. And so we've got a little bit more of that. Not entirely, though. And again, I don't really care about this box, so I'm not being super careful with it or anything, because I just want to get her out. But I also don't want to tear or leave little holes in this cape. So for some reason, she is tied onto this, which I'm not really seeing the reason for, other than, oh, this becomes her necklace, that's why. All right, so that's how you put the necklace on. So it does have these little things that you just snap on like that, which is cool for a design of a little like play necklace. Not so cool when the fact that you have to take her off. Now her cape does have a little jewel. It's just a little Velcro. There's not even another side to the Velcro. It's just because this is a felt material, it's gonna stick. But it's a silky material on the inside, but felt on the outside. And now we're going to start undoing some of these back here. But it does look like we are safe from the obnoxious head attachments, the little plastic things they like to stab into the back of Barbie's head every time she comes in a box. So, there we go. Alright. And we got her out like that. This does have pretty soft hair still. It's a different little, there's red highlights in it. And she looks cute. Her face makeup is great. She does have the same arm articulation. She does have more of like a 60-degree bend in her arm though, compared to Garrett. And we've got the same snap joints in the knees. But oddly enough, her thighs are really, really long compared to her calves. Like, she has got thighs that are just huge. Like, the proportions are just slightly off on this. And she's got a regular Barbie head. Oh, and she does have waist articulation. Look at that. Okay, that's nice. She's a little more articulated than I thought she was going to be. Let's see. Does Garrett have waist articulation? No, he does not. That's unfortunate, but that's okay. And then we've got these down here. And now these are the little earrings that come with her. Could not get the camera to focus on them today. That's fine. But those I'm not really going to mess with because she doesn't wear the earrings in the film. So I don't worry about details that come in toys unless they are included in the film in some way, usually. And now this is a Alright, so we have this one here. So you can see the Camelot signet on this little ring, and this is in the back of our shield, which just kind of comes off like this. See, it's got the big version of that. It is very mirrored, which is kind of nice. And you could just stick it back in there. It's just going to go in like that, And maybe it's actually supposed to clip in. Not quite sure how it went in there. Other than there we go. Yeah, it doesn't really need to go back in there. But it just clips back on like that. And then however you want to set it up like this, it goes right onto her hand. Her hand just slips right in there and it clips onto her wrist. So once that's on, it's actually not going anywhere, which is kind of nice. And you can free adjust that to fit into it. So she has a shield. There's no Excalibur for her to hold, which is a little upsetting, but that's fine. And so we have this little extra thing because I'm not going to leave that attached to the shield because it looks a little tacky. And we have her extra earrings, which are just little like Celtic crosses against the ball, like on a little ball hanging. And we have Silverwing and Garrett's staff, which just clips on if it wants to be helpful. And that's what you have. Like, I'm not going to bother putting on her cloak just because it's not super film accurate. It's kind of just like a basic Barbie cloak, which is a little upsetting for me, but that's okay. And Silverwing does not want to stay on there like I thought he was not going to. So, but that's life. He stays on a lot better than I thought he was going to, though. So, we have those. These are my Quest for Camelot dolls. These are the only 2 dolls that they created for the toy line. It's a little upsetting to me, but they both look super cute. And you know what's funny is I'm looking at Garrett and going, why does he look so much like Benedict Cumberbatch? But he really does, in my opinion. So I may have to do a repaint of him and restyle his hair because he does have a lot of glue in it. So I may have to just figure out what to do with him. Kaylee looks pretty good, in my opinion. She looks pretty close to the character. You look at her and you tell, yeah, that's the character from that movie, especially based on the outfit. Would I put her on a Disney Store body to make her a little more uniform with the rest of my dolls? Maybe. And just get some blue tights to put her in. But I'd probably have to order those special. So, but I think Garrett, I have some like Disney Store Ken doll pants that would work for him if I was going to rebody him. But I'm more pleased with his articulation than I thought I was going to be, because I thought he was just on the basic like 90s Ken body, which he is not. Thankfully, he has a lot more articulation than I thought he did. But his head is an older style head that's not going to be easy to swap, because no clue what that looks like on the inside, compared to the standard Barbie heads where I can just pop them off and pop them onto a new one and just maybe widen the neck peg hole. But that is the Quest for Camelot dolls. They're really cute. I like them. They look a lot better out of the box, because those boxes were just kind of looking way trashy right now. And they've been sitting on top of my bookshelf waiting to be unboxed. So thanks for watching, and tune in to see what I do next. This has been Disney D Prince.